Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap. The Western Conference Finals got underway, and what was a very close game at the half, the OKC Thunder run away with it in the second half and win by 26, 114-88. Shai was sensational again, but he got contribution from Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, and Isaiah Hartenstein as they win 114-88. Y'all know me, I am your favorite unk, Shannon Sharpe, my partner and co-host. Lord help him. Liberty City's on, although he's not in Liberty City now.
Hey, I'm at work. I'm in Houston. I'm at work.
I know exactly where you are. Being a Ring of Fame honoree, Pro Bowler, All-Pro, that's Chad Ochocinco Johnson. And joining us tonight, it's been a while since I talked to this gentleman. We go back to our Denver days. I'll arrive first. He arrived shortly after me, so we go way, way back. Nick the Quick, University, he's one of the, I think 10 players to have their number retired for the University of Cincinnati. Laker grade, he's an all-star, 13 years in the NBA. Nick Van Exel. Nick, thanks for joining us tonight, man. We appreciate that.
Man, appreciate y'all having me, man. But I got to get something off my chest, man.
All right, let's get through this and we'll let you get it off your chest.
Okay.
Please make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit the like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. We want to thank you sincerely, everybody at Nightcap, especially Ocho and I, for all the support, all the continued support and the loyalty that you've shown us through the first 2 years of this podcast. Thank you very much. Because of you, you allow us to be us and do great things. So thank you so much again for your support. Make sure you check out Shai by Laportier. We do have it in stock. Now, if you cannot find Shai by Laportier in a store, a city, or a state near you, order it online. We'll ship it directly to your door. Best tasting VSOP cognac on the market. Please drink responsibly and stay safe. Go follow my media company page on all of its platforms, Shai Media, and my clothing company, 84 with 84 being spelled out. And the link is pinned in the chat. Supplies are limited. So once the supplies are gone, they're gone. So please grab yours while supplies last. Thunder beat the Wolves. SGA in game 1, 31 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals. The first 30-point game of the Western Conference Finals by a Thunder player since KD in 2016. Points in the paint, Thunder 54, T-Wolves 20. Nick, as I mentioned earlier in the lead-in, this was a very close game at the half. And in the second half, it's like the Thunder stepped on the gas and made the Wolves play for every time they turned the ball over, they made them play the ultimate price. They cashed in. They laying it up. They got fouled or they're making threes. What is it how are the Thunder able to do this? They able to get to a gear and seemingly other teams can't keep up with them.
I think tonight, I think Minnesota played right into their hands. And Minnesota kept the ball above the free throw line pretty much the whole night. So it was easy for OKC's defense to play boxes and elbows. So anytime they had the ball up top, they're looking at 3 defenders, a guy on the ball and 2, at the elbows. And they had no driving lanes and they didn't cut. So anytime somebody put the ball on the ground, OKC got active hands.
Extra hands.
They're going to get deflections, and those deflections normally turn into steals. So I think, that first game is a field game. They're going to figure it out as far as what adjustments they need to make, both teams. But Minnesota got to move the ball, and they got to change their offense a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm looking at they only had 2 guys in double figures. Ant was 5 of 13, 3 of 8 from the 3. Julius Randle was great again, 28 points. He was 9 of 13 from the floor, 5 of 6 from the 3-point line, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He had 28 big points, but you got 7 points from McDaniels, 2 points from Rudy Gobert, 7 points from Mike Conley. Like I said, only 2 players in double figures. And when you got the opposing team, they got 4 players in double figures. That leaves a lot. That leaves a lot for you to try to make up from your bench. And if you look at it, OKC has the better of the 2 benches. So now you're going to really need to rely heavily on your starters in order for you to have a chance to win this game. Ocho, you looking at Timberwolves. I know you like the Timberwolves and Ant-Man. What disappointed you most about what you saw from the OKC Thunder
Obviously,
tonight?
from the Thunder, no. Well, no.
The T-Wolves tonight.
Well, first off,
yes.
Offensively, right? Everybody, the game started off very slow. Obviously, Julius Randle had a good first half, but I need Ant-Man to be a little bit more aggressive offensively. The rest of the team collectively as a group. I'm not talking about the bench. I'm talking about the starters. Before we even get to the bench, I need them to have better movement. You know, it seemed like everybody was very stagnant, standing in one place. I understand the pick and rolls, but nothing seemed like it was flowing smoothly, and they weren't working as a unit, you know, cohesively. Outside of that, listen, the Thunder did what they needed to do. Defensively, they smothered them, and it seemed like every shot, Nick, I know I'm not tripping, every shot that the Wolves tried to take, it not only was it contested, it seemed like it was difficult for them to even get a goddamn shot off.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm looking at
every time they
before you go, Nick.
ground.
I'm looking at Julius Randle had 13 shot attempts. Ant-Man had 13 shot attempts. Nas Reed was 1 for 11. DiVincenzo was 3 of 14. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was 3 of 11. That's not nearly enough shot attempts for your two best players. Y'all in the low teens, 13 and 14, 13 and 13 respectively, and you got you got bench players that's getting more shots than you guys. They're definitely going to have to change the game plan and do something differently. Like you said, Julius Randle played really, really well tonight, but Ant-Man, they're gonna need 2 or 3 guys to come along with Julius Randle if Randle's going to continue to play this well. And I don't see any reason why he's not, because they don't have anybody on the opposing team that can take it. He's too big of a body. He's too strong. He's too powerful. He's hitting his 3-point, and when he put 3-point shot, and when he puts the ball on the floor, who can stop him? But when you look at this, Nick, and you see a team, they held him to 35% from the from the floor, 29% from the 3-point line. You're not beating OKC with those percentages.
Well, you're not going to beat OKC with that offense. That's
okay.
One. So their offense was so predictable.
Okay.
OKC just loaded up on them. So I'm watching that game, and they're going to have to find a way to get Anthony Edwards out of the corners more. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Have him coming up and then getting downhill. Him playing at the top of the court with 2 guys on this side waiting on, it's not going to work. And they got a good enough coach. They're going to go watch film. They're going to make adjustments. And all of that, like with those guys getting those extra shots with Conley and DiVincenzo, and with them getting those, that's not a problem, because tonight they forced them to take those shots, right?
Okay.
They forced them because they said, Ant, you're not going to beat us, Ant, especially with you just playing in one spot on the court. They got to move them around a little bit, get them in better spots. And I saw in the second half for OKC, what they did, they started coming out of the corners, getting more ball movement, creating the single side a little bit easier, and they was able to get easier shots. So once they look at the film, Coach Finch is pretty good to make that adjustment. So game 1, you know, OKC held serve, but I think Minnesota will come back game 2.
Go ahead, Ocho. What was your point you wanted to make?
I was going to say, like Nick said earlier, obviously it's game 1. You want to me, really win game 1. For me, obviously being a Wolves fan and really going for the Wolves to win this game is probably going to go to 7. I hate the fact that it did lose it. To me, it kind of puts you behind the 8 ball. But again, like when boxing, the first 4 rounds, what's the first thing you got to do, Nick? You know, you feel your person out. You see what they like to do. Try to find a rhythm, try to find a tempo, trying to find what works for you and what doesn't. The fact that the Wolves lost, it got me a little antsy, a little upset. But I think we're gonna be all right next time. And obviously 13 shots wasn't enough. Julius Randle was very efficient, and the rest of the team collectively, fuck the bench, excuse my language, forget the bench. The starters need to do what they need to do before we even worry about the bench, even though the Thunder have a better bench than the Wolves.
I mean, you got Julius Randle has 28. The rest of the guys that played had 60. You're not beating OKC with 2 guys in double figures. That's not going to happen. Points in the paint, Thunder 54, Wolves 20. Ant-Man was scoreless in the 4th quarter. And I thought they did a good job on Shai. Shai had 31 points, but it took him 27 shots to get those, Nick. So I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm making him work for everything that he's getting. Jalen Williams, 7 of 18. I can live with that. But if I'm going to make their 2 best players be that inefficient Well, that means I need to be efficient. I need to take better care of the ball. Because like you, now when you playing at the top of the key, you got Shai, who's top 3 in steals. You got Lou Dort on ball, can defend. You got Jalen Williams, can defend. You bring in Carson Wallace, that can defend. You bring in Wiggins, that can defend. You bring in Isaiah Joe, that can defend. You got Chet and Hartenstein, that can protect the rim. You better get some cut. I'm talking about some hard cuts. I ain't talking about no lazy ass cuts. I'm talking about some hard cut diving. Hey, pick it and getting down the hill in a hurry, because if you don't, they're going to leave you around. You're going to stay around the 3-point line. And then, hey, again, 51 threes. That's not the Timberwolves game. 51 threes is not their game.
Another thing, are either one of you worried? I'm not really worried. I'm just saying about Ant tweaking his ankle just a little bit. I think that might have affected him as far as his shooting and being efficient as well. Not really able to play the game he really wanted to play after messing it, hurting himself a little bit. I'm sure he probably went in there, got it wrapped up, maybe took a shot, whatever they need to do, just so he can get back in the game. You think that's going to affect him the rest of the series at any point?
I don't think it will. I think he'll be all right. He get that day off tomorrow. So whenever they play again, I think he'll be fine. But what Unc said, man, they got to move that rock, man, and they got to play faster. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, if they hold OKC to one shot, they got to get that thing up the court, and they got to go. They got to create easier opportunities. If not, they're gonna be playing half court, and if that
and you're playing 5-on-4 because Rudy Gobert is not an option for you.
Yeah, but he need to get every goddamn rebound and outlet that thing like Kurt Rambis and Kevin Love, and let's go.
He had a guy played 21 minutes. He's 7'2" tall. He had 3 rebounds tonight. He only had 3 more rebounds than me, and I got on. This is what I had on. Nick, this is what I had on the whole game right here. He had 3 more rebounds than me in these.
So this is what I say about that, because he's always in a help position, right? So he's always coming up to the free throw line or the smiley face. So he's out of position to rebound. So in his defense, I'll give him that.
Hell, they missed 41 shots. They missed 41 shots, and you missed 54 shots. So there's 93 shots that you had a chance to get a rebound, and you only got 3 out of the 91. 3? Damn, Nick.
Hey,
I just gave you the best description I can to help the man out and see which one we do.
Hey, you know what another issue is also for the Wolves? As you get further into the playoffs, obviously the teams you play, they get much better. So not only do the Wolves need to do better shooting efficiently, and Julius Randle obviously was good tonight, but the supporting cast, including Anthony Edwards, who I say still, and I will keep saying it, is the face of the NBA. But Minnesota, they got to you pay double for your turnovers as well. You pay double for your turnovers, especially in a game like this where you have a team when SGA can go off, even though they kind of smothered him in the first half and he didn't really get going. He had 31, but hell, it took him 200 shots just to get to 31. But they got to limit the turnovers on offense and capitalize on the boards as well.
Yeah, they had 17 turnovers, but 3 of them came from but 12 of them came from 3 players. Drew Randall had 5, McDaniels had 3, and Ant-Man had 4. Now I'm not really concerned because like Julius Randall and Ant gonna have turnovers because they handle the ball. They're your primary ball handlers. So they're gonna probably be 3, probably 4 games. It would be nice if they kept it to 3 or under. That would be nice. But they're really not true point guards, and so they're gonna have turnovers. The Jew gonna get a couple of charging. He gonna get a walk because he forget that his right foot is the pivot, and he gonna pivot back to the left, and then he gonna try to dip up under you, and they gonna like,
yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but we got you, bro. But Nick, you said something very interesting. You said they need to play faster. They need to play fast, but they don't need to be in a hurry. Because if you play in a hurry, you're going to play right into OKC hands, and now they're getting the ball out. And like you said, when they turn the ball over, you got to realize you got 3 guys at the top. You turn it over, they gone. Them ain't big. That's not Hartenstein. That's not Chet Holmgren. You got 3 guards at the top. You turn it over, they get a deflection, and 2-3 dribbles, they're at the rim. Easy basket. I thought, like you said, I thought they played right into OKC hand. This game was very, very close. Okay, we might have a game. Because I was hoping after game 7, it used to be, game 7. Man, game 7's been being blowouts lately. So that being said, now, let's go back to our originally scheduled programming. I thought we were going to have a really good game, Nick. I really did at the half. They were playing really well. And then with like 4 minutes into the third quarter, OKC stepped on the gas. And what was a 4-point lead for Minnesota, all of a sudden turned into a 3-point lead for OKC, a 7-point lead, and next thing you know, it's 12.
Yeah, I saw a quick adjustment though in the second half from the first half, and that was from OKC's offense. They moved the ball at a different position as the start. So the whole game, Minnesota's offense started out so high out on the court, and they never adjusted. OKC was pretty much playing the same way in the first half, but the coach went in, made some adjustments, started the offense a little bit, from the top to the corner, then back up to the top, and they created a little bit more space. Then guys, once you get that space, man, you're able to knock down them open shots. And Minnesota, they never had space all night. It was always clogged up for those guys.
They're going to, first of all, they're going to contest everything because at worst case scenario, you're going to have 3 defenders on the court. I didn't even mention Caruso, who might be arguably their best defender.
Yeah.
When you look at him and what he does as far as taking charges, as far as guarding the perimeter, guarding the big, it does not matter. We saw what he did with Yoke. They played an old boxing one. Nick, I can't remember when the last time you saw a boxing one. It had to be high school. But they played a boxing one primarily the entire game, and he did an unbelievable job. Yoke would feel for him on his left, and the next thing you know, he's already in front of him, gone to the right. He touch him on the right, now he's back to the left. He did a great job of that. And so when you look at what OKC has, of their 12, 13 guys that primarily play, 6 of them can defend at an extremely high level.
Yeah.
You're not going to find that anywhere else in the NBA. When you could come off the bench and you got 4 guys that can defend at an elite level, and they can defend at the wing position, which very few teams have wing defenders. Everybody, I want a 3-and-D guy. How many 3-and-D guys they got? They got Caruso, they got Williams, they got Dort, they got Wallace, they got Wiggins. They're loaded at that position. And you got 2 big guys that will protect the rim. They rebound, they understand their job to the fullest. OKC is going to be a tough out. And I agree with you, Nick. I think they're going to have to look. Chris Finch is very good. I think he was named Coach of the Year a couple of years back. Hadn't he been Coach of the Year? Oh, Ash. Ocho, you got cigar ash on your face.
I do?
Yeah, your name Ocho,
Well,
right?
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you because that messes up damn makeup. I got on Fenty right now, too.
I don't know what that is, but you need to get it off.
I'm good now.
But yes. So Nick, what the big adjustment? Even with that adjustment, do you think the Wolves have enough to deal with the Thunder?
I think it's going to be a long series, and I think they do. Like I said, I think they are going to make them adjustments. Chris Finch and the coaching staff, they're going to go watch film, and they're going to see all the mistakes that they made offensively. And, you made a good point about, OKC's perimeter defenders, their wing defenders. And what makes them even better is they're good team defenders.
Yes.
Sometimes these guys can be good on-ball defenders and they can just stick to their man and not be in help position, not be in dig position. You know what I'm saying? Those guys, not only do they defend the ball good, they defend the help side good. And that makes it even tougher to go against them guys. But Minnesota, they have enough. They have enough to make it an even series. And, I'm not too much worried about that game 1 because game 1 is like Ocho said earlier, it's a fill out. So now they got to go and make their adjustments. I think this series is going to go a long way. So buckle up.
I was thinking, Nick, because the Thunder just got out of an extended series, 7 long games, a short day of rest. Minnesota, they've been resting. They've been off damn near a week. I was like, man, they about to come in and run up and down the court. But it looked like that. It looked like it was reversed. Those guys were the guys that had heavy legs, and OKC was getting up and down the court.
I never figured that out because that's always been a thing, right? They'll be like, well, they got rest. They're going to be well rested. Well, sometimes, motherfucker, you too tired. and that other team that just came out that game 7, guess what? They in the flow.
Right.
It can work against who knows how it really works. You know what I'm saying? And tonight I was expecting OKC to come out the way they did, slow. They came out real slow. But
They did
picked
that
it up
Sunday.
because Minnesota didn't do anything. So as they came out slow, you knew at some point OKC was gonna pick it up. I was just like, damn, OKC fans, they sitting on their hands right now. Minnesota got to take advantage of that, and they never did. They never did.
Hold on, Nick. You say the game going 7, right? You said good things about the Wolves.
I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna be a long series.
It's gonna be a long series, but I want to know who you got. Who you got winning?
I like Minnesota. I like Minnesota.
Okay.
I like Minnesota.
You know your business. You know your business.
Yeah, I like Minnesota. But I'm gonna tell you this though. So all 4 of these teams that's in the playoffs, man, anybody can win it. Anybody can win a championship. That's the beauty of this one. So it ain't like it's no clear-cut favorite. You know, any other time you may be the Lakers favorite or Boston favorite. You got 4 teams in this thing right now that they all can win it. So I like that.
Nick, you had a story. We was talking off camera. You said you got a story to tell. You wanted to tell the story. What's the story you wanted to tell?
Both of y'all, man. Both of y'all played me like I was a little peon, man.
When?
Both of y'all. Ocho, a couple years ago, Ocho. I'm walking through the Cincinnati airport. You got your shades on. You probably couldn't see. You know what I'm saying? And you walking so goddamn fast. I did like, what up, Ocho? You hit me with it. You walking, so I'm looking behind you. I'm like, damn, is Ray Lewis chasing you or something? And then I had to call you. I had to call you. I said, man, was you just walking through? He said, yeah, that was me. I said, I just walked right by you.
And I probably said, I ain't know. I'm probably late for my flight. See, the funny thing about it,
man, that's messed up though, man. That's messed up.
What you want me to do? What you want me to?
I'm just saying, man. You go way back, man. You treated me like
one. You got to understand, Nick. You said I had my sunglasses on, right? Then you said I was walking fast. So if I got my sunglasses on and I'm walking fast, that means I'm late for my goddamn Spirit flight.
Do you see how you do me, Unc?
I saw that.
Listen.
But you did me dirty.
Listen.
What'd I do?
You did me dirty too, Unc.
Where was I at?
We was in Vegas at 8 at the cigar bar.
That is right. Yeah. Man, it's dark in there. How the hell?
No. Hey, I got my drink, my new drink. It just came out, right? About 3
Yes.
I got my new drink. I'm gonna run up to the room. I'm gonna grab a couple bottles. I said, okay, cool. So we sitting over there smoking. You walk in you had about 3 bottles with you. You in the VIP room, of course.
I remember that. Yeah, that was 20. That might have been 2022, 2021.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2021 or maybe 2022.
Yeah, you came back with about 3-4 bottles. I'm sitting there with my guys. We sitting there smoking. You came in with the bottles. You looked at me and then went straight to the room. I'm like, damn, well, maybe he's going to come out and bring me a little glass or something. So about 5 minutes go by. You know what I'm saying? I go up to the door. The goddamn door lock. I'm like, damn. I knock on the door. Big old brolic security guard. Hey, I'm trying to get a little bit of that drink. He's like, nah, we ain't having no guests. And close the door.
Oh, he closed the door?
Close the door.
Hey, see?
I ain't know all that, Nick. That's on me. Bad. But you know what we gonna do now? I'm gonna get you a couple of bottles. I'm gonna get your information, and I'm gonna get you a couple of bottles to make sure you know what the best tasting VSOP cognac on the market. Let you see what it tastes like, and you can judge it for yourself. But that's on me. That's on me.
That was bad. Bad. That was Nick. I apologize. See, I had on sunglasses.
Well, damn, I just said I'm gonna get him some cognac. Damn, that ain't an apology.
I walked by him in the airport. At least I was going to a flight and I was late and I didn't realize it was him. Cause I'm like 6'5", so I ain't seen him. So that's the difference. So you did him real dirty because you had security. I don't even got security.
I didn't have security. The cigar 8 had security. I ain't have no damn security.
Hey, Nick,
when you ever see me with security?
Well, hey, my man, he cracked the door. I said, I'm trying to get a little drink. I was like, okay, cool.
Damn, that's how you do
it. I see how you do it.
Yeah. Hey, Ocho, they had me. I couldn't get in there for a minute.
Hey,
I said,
Nick,
man, you know, but if
you know how it be when they Hollywood now, they reach this tax bracket, they start acting funny.
No.
I know.
No, that was undisputed. That was undisputed, though, man.
Listen,
Hey,
I
check this out.
apologize.
For the first time since 2021, the 2021 season, the Boston Celtics will not be in the Eastern Conference Finals. During a recent conversation with Steve Nash on Mind the Game podcast, LeBron said he thinks the Celtics got bored. It seems like sometimes it seems like they got bored sometimes with the I don't want to say the process because I mean they are who they are. When you look at Tatum and you look at Brown, this is the year to year, and they punch their 10,000 hours. But sometimes it seems like they got a little bored because of how great they are. Not only do those two individuals, but as a team, sometimes it looked like they got bored. How you get bored? They won one championship. I can see if they won like three, they went back to back like Shaq and Kobe Lakers, or like the Bulls in the 90s, or let's just say for the sake of argument, Nick, they were like the Cavaliers, 8 straight finals, 6 straight finals. How the hell you get bored? You won one championship.
I don't think they got bored. I just think
they got their ass whipped.
I think they lost. Like, I mean, you look at the first 2 games, they up a dub.
They up 20. Yeah, you're right.
Supposed to win them games.
You're right. Okay.
So you ain't get bored. You got bored with the game, and you kept taking them badass threes as opposed to touching the paint and taking threes. You want to take step back threes with the defense guarding you, contesting, and you got the other 4 guys inside ready to rebound. And in New York, you play right into their hands. They got an assassin, Jalen Brunson, fourth quarter assassin. So I don't think they was bored with the series, or they couldn't have been bored with winning, like you said. I just think they got bored during those 2 games. But at the end of the day, they up a dub in games 1 and 2.
Hey, Nick, I asked Unc too. I talked to Unc and ISO Joe, and I was saying, listen, everything they do is one-dimensional. Why not run plays? Why not do something else? And listen, they say they live and they die by the 3. That's how they're gonna play.
They died.
Because here's the thing, Ocho, because if you look at it, the Knicks want to play, all the Knicks saying, let us get to the last 5 minutes of the game. We believe with Brunson, who we believe is the best clutch player in the NBA. We believe if we can get you to the last 5 minutes of the ball game and the game is close, we can beat you. You see the problem the Celtics have, once those threes don't start falling, it's hard for them to get into a set in the last 5 minutes of the game because they really haven't run a whole lot of sets to begin with. It's 3A. JB, it's your turn to take 2-3 threes in a row down. All right, JT, you up next. Okay, Derek White, what you got for us? Al Horford. So, and the thing is, it's hard when you really haven't run a whole lot of offense to now all of a sudden, Ocho, it's like you. Hey, bro, let me touch the ball early. Now, Ocho, they ain't came to you the whole game, 4 quarters. All right, Ocho, what you like? I like for this game to be over because y'all been dicking around the whole day, and now y'all want me to work magic. Well, that's the Celtics. Y'all been dilly-dallying around. Y'all taking 50, 63s. Now, in the last 2-3 minutes of the ball game, and you need to run a set, you're not conditioned. You're not wired to run anything. You still want to run behind that three-point line and jack up a shot, and it caught up with them.
Big facts. Big facts. I was saying that throughout, this season. Like,
yes,
it's cute in the regular season. You can get away with it. It's cute. But what Ocho just said, as you go deeper in the playoffs, the teams get better. You know what I'm saying? If they in the first round, they go up 20, they may and they go down 10 or whatever, they probably can come back and still win that game. But when they playing against the Knicks, a team that's a grimy, gritty team, it's gonna be a little bit tougher. You're gonna have to change your way of thinking.
That's exactly right. And the thing is, like you said, they took the most threes. They made the most threes. Okay, like you said, you play in Orlando one night, you at Miami the next night, then you come up to the East Coast trip, you got Charlotte, Atlanta. Now, we're in a 7-game series. You got 2 games here. You ain't nobody going nowhere. We locked in. We know what you do, you know what we do. Okay, execute. It comes down to execute. I hate watching the Celtics play. Because all I know is they're going to jack up a whole bunch of badass threes. Now, if they go in, the Celtics, that's the new era. That's the new wave. Okay. Y'all keep on thinking y'all Steph and Clay. And you see what it get you.
Even in game 4 in New York, before Jason Tatum went down, they was about to lose that game. They lost it.
They were going to lose, yes. JT had 42, 40 went down. They was already down 5 or 6.
Yep.
And we know in a close ball game against the Knicks, the reason why they blew out the Knicks in game 3. But in game 4, and we had already saw the blueprint because they had that big lead in game 4. We saw them have the big lead in game 1 and 2. And what happened? Slow walked them down. Still, because here's the thing. That 3-point shot is a blessing and a curse because you can get a big lead. Nick, you know, when you first got to the lead, teams got 20, 25-point leads. It wasn't no coming back. You might get 1, 2 comebacks a year. Now, with the 3-point shot, you go cold and you up 20. You go cold from the 3 and you take a couple of bad threes. Now all of a sudden they hit 3 in a row, get an and 1 and a layup. Now a 20-point lead is down to 6.
Easy.
Now you're looking like, damn, what happened? What happened is that you kept taking bad shots. You didn't run any time, and you taking threes early in the shot clock. 16 seconds on the clock, you letting the 3 go. You get I saw them get a situation, Nick. They shot a 3. They missed it. Got the rebound, kicked it out.
Shot it again.
Another one. Got the rebound again. Said, all right, passed it to the corner. Al shot it. Got the rebound again. I said, well, damn, is somebody gonna like say, hey, whoa, let's slow this thing down. Let's get a good shot. Hey, 1 for a flat. Let's run something. Let's run a pick and roll.
Let me see that form again,
Yeah, you can tell.
Oh, no,
Hey,
that's off.
you can
That's
tell.
off.
He was gone.
That's off right there,
Hey, Nick. Now we pulled up the Georgia High Schools Association. I'm one of the few guys that's ever scored 50 points in a ball game. I ain't telling you, well, I average a triple-double. I can show you the clips. Shannon Sharpe led Glenville High to 31 points, 19 rebounds, 52 points, 37, 36. I got it.
Let me ask you this, So your co-host, right? He be doing a lot of like who y'all two one-on-one. Who I need to bet on?
Who you need to bet on, man? We got NBA players can't even beat me playing. You talk about me playing man. Why you tighten up, man? Tighten up. This is what I do. Nick, I asked you to play me. What's the first thing you said? Oh, nah, I'm good. I'm good. What we talking about?
I mean, like that's like me asking you to like let's run some routes, man. I'm gonna check you. Like, come on, man. I ain't finna waste my time on you, man. I may get hurt, man. I ain't got time for that, man. I'm trying to play golf. Get hurt
anyway. Doing anything with me competitive. This is what I do. Like I'm a better basketball player than football player. I just happen to take the route of football. That's all.
That's my story. That's my story. I was a better basketball player than football.
Nick,
I was
in high school, right? You know, I went to Miami Beach, right? Listen, every time we played, Nick, I was 56, 12, and 10. A bad night for me was probably 48.
Now, if you say quick, man, you know what? I was like 32, 9, and 8. That's more believable. All that 56. The greats in the NBA ain't even do that in high school, man. Like you saying some crazy numbers.
Wait, you tell about
the numbers is crazy.
About the greats in the NBA never did it. I didn't play.
Not like that.
But they wasn't me in high school. What did that tell you? They wasn't me.
He probably came off the bench.
Who came off the bench? It's a lot of teams in the NBA right now could use me coming off the bench.
No, ain't nobody can use you coming out the bench.
Crazy here, man. You got
maybe coming out the bench to get them towels or get their jacket, make sure their jacket turned right side out. They don't need you for anything. They don't need you for anything else.
Nick, play me one-on-one. Yeah. Play me one-on-one. I spot you.
Ocho.
Nick, don't waste your time.
Ocho. So the last time I hooped, right? I was coaching with the Atlanta Hawks. And I hadn't hooped in years, man. And the only reason I said I ain't hooping no more because I ain't want to have no more knee surgery.
Oh, your knees messed up.
So the damn assistant coaches and managers and shit, they just chirping all year. They chirping. Yeah. So around December 21, December 22, I'm like, you know what? We finna hoop today. So I went out there and hooped, man. Next thing you know, I told my quad tendon. Hey, yeah, and I did it on the simplest move that you can ever think of. My shit just snapped. I was like, "Oh man, I'm done. I ain't ever like playing ball."
My bad.
You want to play some horse? We can play some horse.
I ain't the horse type. I need to be moving. I need to be active.
Hey Nick, them muscles and tendons, they don't have the elasticity they once had.
Come on, man.
I ain't getting out there anyway because I already got both hips replaced and I ain't trying to get nothing else replaced.
No, sir. No, sir.
You know why y'all got
No.
See, me and you played our sports hard.
Yes.
We played hard. So we had surgeries and we beat up because we played hard. Some people ain't really they really can still run on tracks and all that.
Yeah, I do
shit.
all that. You know why y'all got hurt? Y'all got hurt because your bones weak, because your nutrition was bad. That's the problem. You ain't eat right.
We ain't eating up McDonald's.
Yeah, you ain't never built a callus in your body. Eating all that healthy shit. That's the problem. That's what's wrong with you. Y'all was broke.
I ain't eat healthy.
What you ate?
I did. I did from 93 on. I ate healthy. Not the first 3 years, but the last 11 years.
See, that's the problem. The last 11 years is why you need hip surgery.
First of all, I played longer than you did.
I played 11 years. How long you played?
14.
Well, hold on. I played actually 13 because I played in Mexico and I played in Canada. So that's 13. So what you saying?
I'm saying I played 14. See, you still ain't played 14.
Yeah, well, I played flag football after that.
And you only played 1 year of college. You was ineligible for 2 years.
I was a knucklehead. I made it though.
Well, no, you got 1 year JUCO. You got 1 year JUCO and 1 year of
I got
Oregon
2 years
State.
of JUCO. Well, you got to count length. You got to
JUCO?
count Langston University too.
Bro, you got kicked out.
But still count.
No, it don't count. You didn't play.
It still count. I was there.
It don't. It only counts.
I'm in the yearbook.
How you gonna count something when you didn't do it? Yeah, but you didn't play.
So
I can't say I joined the Army just because I went down to take the recruiting test. No, I got to be in the Army.
A shirt. If you get you a shirt, that means you was a part of the Army.
No, they ain't give me no shirt. I was gonna go down to the office. I ain't nothing. Signed nothing.
We played.
Check this out. Let me know what you think about this, Nick. DWade was not impressed by Jimmy Butler's performance against the Timberwolves. I think the thing with Jimmy is I didn't like the way he approached the game. I know Jimmy is a pass-first guy. I know he's about getting his teammate the ball, and I want to see them shine. But it's a point where you're getting $60 million. This ain't working. You got to go. And he won't look at the basket. I've seen this before, and I've seen it in a Heat jersey. Jimmy's too good of a basketball player to not have his imprint on the game. And sorry, sir, when it's time for you to take over, you just have to. And even if you can't do it from the standpoint of you ain't making no shots, I don't care. Shoot. Bad offense if you're not shooting. Good to close at the paint, but not getting the ball up to the basket, that's just bad offense. What do you think about DWade saying about what he saw from Jimmy Butler in the Warriors uniform minus Steph? Is there any credence to what DWade is saying?
I agree 1,000%. And the reason is because I've seen him do it too much. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Jimmy is a guy, if Jimmy wanted to, he can be up there as a scoring leader in the NBA for a season, if he wanted to. But he has the mindset of he's not in the kill mode all the time. And what DWade and what Pat Riley was saying, you know, for Jimmy is like, we're paying you that money to be that guy, to be 25, 27 a night, not just in the playoffs.
Right.
Because if you don't want to do it in the regular season, we're in the play-in games.
Yes.
And we got Jimmy Butler, you know, making his bread. He deserves it. Took him to 2 finals. He deserves the bread. But as a franchise, we see you as being a guy who is the guy, and we need you to do that. And I've been saying that for years about Jimmy, and I think he's a hell of a player, you know. And Udonis said it best. He's a smart player because what Jimmy did, and I played against him is when I was coaching with the Hawks in the playoffs. Man, this dude wasn't doing nothing but taking the ball to the basket and making layups. And to me, if you're able to do that, it's some form of intimidation from the other side to where they keep letting you get to the goddamn basket and shoot fucking layups. Like, you got to put a body on somebody at some point, but he lived in the paint and was just finishing. And I think Jimmy, if he wanted to, he can do that every night, if he wanted to. So I agree with what DWade said, but, you know, I love Jimmy's game.
Because you're looking at, we're in the play-in, or we're a 6 seed. or we're way down, and now we're trying to play catch up. We never have home court. And like you said, and we've seen him do it. We see him go on the road and do what they did to the Celtics. We saw what they did to
Philly,
Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
We know what he's capable of doing. But at this point in time, when we paying you $60 million, we know we don't want Magic Johnson. We don't want John Stockton. We want Michael.
Hey, Nick.
We want LeBron. We want guys that's going to Kobe. We want you to have that mentality. Damn the rest of them, because the rest of them can't make enough shots in order to win the game. Their imprint is not going to win you the game. And plus, they're not the guys making $60 million. We playing you $60 million.
Hey, Nick, is there at any point at a player with Jimmy's caliber, when you're making that kind of money and we know what you can do and you're not doing it, do you think injury comes into play where you become gun shy and don't want to pull a trigger in shooting? Because if you do lose a game, it kind of the onus of it and losing is because of you, and you lose a little bit of confidence.
I don't think so, man, because Jimmy, I've seen him play like that and then come right back and do his thing. It's like when Steph went down, he had a big game in Golden State.
Yeah.
And when they needed him. So he's very capable of doing it. I don't know if it's a mental thing, like, you know, I just don't want to go out here and shoot 20 shots. I don't want to feel like I'm a ball hog, whatever it is. But if I'm on Jimmy Butler's team and I'm the point guard, hey, dog, you got to shoot that thing about 25 times a night. You got to. You got to.
You notice we don't never say that about Shai. We don't never say, hey, well, Shai, man, it wasn't aggressive enough. Man, Shai ain't getting enough shots up. Shai going to be in the 20s. And hell, he might be in the 30s. And that's the approach Jimmy needs to take. We saw Jimmy, what was that game against Milwaukee? He had like 56, 57. He couldn't miss. Right. Super aggressive. We watched him in game 5. Was it game 5? Yeah, game 5. We watched him in game 5. He go toe-to-toe with LeBron. Everything LeBron had a triple-double. You saw that one where he's leaning on the table. Yep. He's exhausted.
Yep.
But he getting to it. He ain't passing ish. He's shooting the basketball. He getting in the paint. He drawing foul. Now all of a sudden, well, I'm cool being Robin. Nah, bro. Robin didn't have nothing but a suit. He ain't have no Robin. Where's Robin belt? Robin ain't got no car. He ain't got no Robin mobile. He ain't got no Butler. Nah, hell nah. We need you to be Batman. Because Superman is out. So you need to step up. Ain't no more Robin.
But Robin got the little things on his eyes, though, right?
Yeah.
When the last time you saw them make a series about Robin? I see all these Batmans, and ain't not one of them. All the Batmans that are made, ain't none of them had no Robin in it.
Okay, but he Alfred then.
Nah, hell nah. He need to be Steph Curry Superman. We need another superhero. What the comic book with Robin in it? I ain't never seen no comic book with Robin. You ever seen a comic book with just Robin?
Nah. Especially when Steph was out, man. Like when Steph was out, like, okay, we went and got you. If Steph plays 15 or 20 games next year and you're healthy, this is why we got you, so we can stay in that 3 to 6 spot. You know what I'm saying? Yep. This is why we got you, so we can stay right there. We didn't get you for if Steph goes out, now we done slid to the 9th and 10th spot. You know what I'm saying? So in order for to stay at the 3-6 spot or win playoff games without Steph, he got to be Batman.
Got to be. He's got to be the super. He has to take the same approach. I mean, I understand that his role somewhat changes on a team with Steph, but I got to have that mind. I got to have that same mindset. Steph ain't in. I need to get that.
The role don't change. You know what I'm saying? Because Steph is going to be Steph.
Right.
And Steph is going to need you to take that load off. So if Steph shoot 15 and you still shoot 20 with Steph, you don't take, as Jimmy Butler, he don't take bad shots. So you still can get up 20 shots. And we, as a team, we're going to live with that because we know they're not going to be crazy shots. You know what I'm saying? So even if Steph is there, you still can do your thing.
Because we look at our game, Ocho, remember we had the game, Jimmy took 9 shots. Jimmy had another game, he took 11 shots. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Guys off the bench, you got Pods, he's getting up 18, 19 shots. And you be Kuminga getting up 20 shots. And you mean to tell me you supposed to be the guy you making 60 million and you getting the ball up 9 times?
You know what, too?
And you're not getting to the free throw line. So at least, okay, you will take 9 shots. Okay, get to the free throw line 20 times. Get to the free throw line 15, 17 times. Okay, I can understand 9 shots.
Hey, you know,
You see what you call him, Shai. Shai got up 27 shots and still got to the foul line 14 times.
You know what else, Nick? You know about Jimmy? He don't take bad shots. He don't take ill-advised shots. He's gonna always either facilitate to somebody else or take the right shot.
Yeah.
Always. He's always been that way. Now, when he put that motherfucker on the floor, oh my bad. When he put the ball on the floor and he want to put his head down and go to the basket, he gonna do just that, no matter who it is. I'm just not sure why. That's why I think he was injured. I think he was injured, and he just didn't say anything.
I see it. Everybody injured right now.
Exactly.
Everybody
done played an ass load of games. Ocho, you figure they got 82. They don't play. They was in the play-in tournament. The Warriors were.
Yeah.
They got past the first round. They went 7 games. Yeah, everybody exhausted.
Yep, everybody.
During Sunday's game 7 between the Thunder and the Nuggets, Trae Young took the X with a subtle jab at Knicks fans. Hot take, but not. OKC fans are louder than Knicks fans. Happy Sunday. Nick, I don't know if you played in that arena. They might have shut that down by the time you got. Nah, you might have played there.
Damn.
Is it?
You think I ain't that old, man?
Nick, hold on, Nick. Hold on, Nick. First of all, you played 13.
I played in that arena, man. God damn.
You came in a couple of years after me, Nick. Stop.
I retired in 06, man.
They came.
I got a few years in that arena. Chris Paul was over there. He crossed me up about 5 times in one play. He was over there. Yeah.
Well, damn, hold on. No, Nick, they couldn't have been there because they didn't move until 08.
They had the Hornets. Remember the New Orleans or somebody went over there. They had a team over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might have been a situation. Nah, but they played in San Antonio. You talking about with Katrina?
They played in OKC.
Did. But I know the Supersonics. I don't think the Supersonics moved to KD's second year.
Right.
KD came in 08, and I think they moved in 09.
Yeah,
they moved in 08. Okay, KD was drafted in 07, and then they moved in 08, which was Russ's rookie year. Because Harden came in 09. Okay. So how loud is, I mean, look, so I know you played in MSG and you played in a lot of arenas. Is OKC the loudest, one of the loudest? Is there any truth to what Trae Young was saying?
It's definitely one of the loudest. I don't know if I never played them in the playoffs, so that'll be different.
Okay.
But, when you talk about NBA arenas, like that gives you a college feel.
Yes.
And most of the time, college arenas are more loud, they're more front, you know what I'm saying, more hype. And OKC gives you that college atmosphere. And they get up and they cheer, they got their little chants and everything. So OKC definitely is consistently loud. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of arenas where a team can stink and it ain't as loud. They only get loud when that team is winning. They got a good record. But OKC is consistently loud.
And plus, like, there's nothing else going on in OKC. What you gonna see in OKC? You ain't finna see you're not finna see no NFL game. You're not finna see no MLB game. You're not finna see hockey, and it ain't football season. So you got a time to wait to go see the Sooners or the Cowboys. So now what? So that's all you got. And a lot of times it's kind of like Green Bay. What else are you going to do?
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that.
What else are you gonna do?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
See, Lakers, the Lakers, I mean, look, you got everything going on. You got the Clippers, they ain't making no noise, they ain't doing nothing. But you got the Kings, you got the Dodgers. I mean, you got Venice Beach, you got Samo, you got Malibu, man, you got all that. And the people that buy the stuff, like, it's not like MSG. You look at those guys, man, Tracy Morgan going crazy. Spike going
Yeah.
crazy. What's it? Ben Stiller? Ben Stiller? Ben Stiller. You see those celebs are going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't like that. Ain't like
Nah.
that in LA.
LA, they
When I
chilling.
come here, I get a crunk.
Yeah,
I get crunk. You know, I get crunk.
They ain't getting to the game at halftime in LA, and then after
Oh, that's
halftime,
Miami.
That's Miami.
They
That's
get
You know,
to
Miami,
their
they ain't
seats
getting
at
there to the
middle of
third quarter. They leaving.
Huh?
I said Miami. You know, they don't get there to the third quarter.
Yep.
Always late. And don't be losing. They're gonna leave early.
Oh, well, you saw what happened when they when Ray Allen hit that shot. Everybody tried to come back in the building.
Yeah.
Too late.
They almost locked the door on them people trying to get back in.
Yeah. But when you think about it, so how, because you hear it like, okay, role players play better at home. The crowd's gonna get you into it. How important is it to keep the crowd at bay when you're on the road in a playoff series, Nick?
It's huge. It's huge. And I thought Minnesota did a great job in the first half, because that's one of the things I was paying attention to, is they ain't letting the crowd affect the game. But, you know, once that second half came and they made that first run, you pretty much knew it was going to be downhill just because of the offense. The offense was just so stagnant. And we know OKC, you know, they get them steals and deflections and easy, fast break points, get the crowd going. It's going to be tough, man. So anytime you can keep the crowd chilling to where they're not a factor, that's going to be big for the road team.
Shaq added fuel to the NBA draft lottery conspiracy theories. He shared the details of a conversation between himself and then Commissioner David Stern that occurred 3 months before the 1992 draft. Stern says to me, "Hey, can't wait for you to come to the NBA." Then he pulled me off to the side. "You want to play where it's cold or where it's hot?" He asked me that. Yeah, he did. He asked me that. And I was like, hot. And he smiled and I smiled. Shaq ultimately got his wish when Orlando won that year's lottery, with Charlotte and Minnesota getting the second and third picks respectively. You hear a lot of conspiracy theories, and there are a lot of situations that could make these situations sound good and sound true. It's very interesting how it's all played out. Nick, is the NBA draft lottery rigged?
So we just talked about this on my pod, Quick to the Point, Nick Van Exel pod, Quick to the Point. Check it out, YouTube. But we just talked about this because I've thought in the past it seemed a little fishy. You know what I'm saying? But this one I can't say so, because you want to help a situation to where you think that player is going to really elevate that city, right?
Right.
And to me, Cooper Flag he would have been perfect in Utah. You can't tell me no different. He would have been perfect in Utah. And Dallas, they already got a championship team. They come back healthy. By the time January, February come around and they all healthy, we're gonna be talking about Dallas as a championship contending team. So with them getting that #1 pick, and you know, Cooper Flag, of course, you know, being the #1 pick that everybody says, Cooper Flag may not even come in and help them right away in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That's a real thing. He may not help them in the playoffs. And him going to Utah, in my eyes, was the ideal situation. So I can't see this one being a fix. That's just me.
That's definitely a fix, Nick. That's definitely a fix. Obviously, but listen, I mean, but come on now. Just a coincidence. They get rid of Luka, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just so happened, of all teams that are in the lottery to get the #1 pick, it just so happened, coincidentally, is Dallas. Okay, honestly,
let me ask
it's
you
so
this.
obvious. It's
okay. Let me ask you this: why? Like, what's the point for the NBA to do that? Like, what's the point?
I have no idea. We would never know what the point is. I mean, me personally, I would never know what the point is. But obviously, you get rid of Luka, and all of a sudden, you have nothing left. You got AD that's going to be by himself. Kyrie's coming back at some point when he gets a little bit off his ACL. Then there's nothing. There's nothing else. There's nothing else.
Yeah. See, everybody I talk to about it, like, they don't have a real, like, the reasoning for.
We don't know the reason. We don't know the reason for it. We just know it makes no sense, and it's too coincidental.
No, But normally you would say something like, well, they gave up Luka to the Lakers. Now the Lakers, we gave them another future player, after LeBron leaves, and now we're going to do this favor for you guys. I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're already a championship team if they come back healthy. So
Right.
that's just my thinking. Like I've thought before the David Robinson San Antonio, yeah, Tim Duncan San Antonio. There's Cleveland LeBron. Like I've thought some before, but this one you couldn't tell me that the number one pick wasn't going to Utah and Cooper Flag was going to be in Utah next year just because of optics.
People felt the same thing with Zion. Zion going to New Orleans the same year they lost AD. Well, everybody swore if they don't think anything else was rigged in '85, the first year they had the lottery, and Patrick Ewing goes to the Knicks, they swear that one was rigged.
Now, see that one you can say like New York, big media market. We need a big time player. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a reason to say that for that one.
Right.
Ocho ain't gave me no reason yet, so I can't roll with you, Ocho.
I know you can't roll with me. To me, it just if it's smoke, there's a fire somewhere. And when it comes to that one, I could be wrong, but it's too close. It's too close.
Okay.
Kendrick Perkins called out Donovan Mitchell, saying, "Hey, Donovan, a Donovan Mitchell-led team has never been to the conference finals. Donovan Mitchell, you got a coach fired. You got JB Bickerstaff fired. This is a fact. You had no communication with that man while he was there. So you didn't like him, right? As soon as he got fired, you signed a contract extension, right? You extended with the Cavs. Nick, is there any truth to what Big Perk is saying?"
I think Big Perk, is entitled to his opinion.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I see a little truth to that, but here's my thinking on that. When you get rid of JB Bickerstaff, you substituted a defensive gritty, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna come at you kind of a coach. You know what I'm saying? That took Cleveland from where they were nothing and started building that thing up.
Yes.
They got an identity, right? And Kenny Atkinson is a great coach. I worked with him in Atlanta. He's a great coach, great with the X's and O's, but he's more of an offensive-minded coach, right?
Yes.
And he's more of a laid-back. You can see his demeanor on the sideline. He's more of a laid-back players kind of a coach. Well, JB hey, no hats in the meetings. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna do defensive slides in practice. You know what I'm saying? So he created an identity that, to me, I think they lost. I think they wanted more offense, and they lost their grit, their griminess, and they lost to a team in Indiana who I thought was going to beat them anyway because of the way they played. But Garland sat out a game. Hunter sat out a game. The big guy Mobley sat out a game. Like, I don't think they sit out those games if they got that grittiness still in them with a coach like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's some truth to what Perk is saying, but I'm not gonna come at my man like that because I think he balled his butt off. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you need some help. You need some help. But I think they substituted offense for defense, and they lost a lot of that grittiness with Coach Bickerstaff left.
But at some point in time, Donovan's going to have to get a team to the conference finals because he's had the better team on several occasions. You win 64 games this year, and you get bounced in the second round. You lose 3 games at home. We saw in Utah, he had great situations, up 0-2. I mean, had a team down 2-0, the Clippers. They lose. So at some point in time, if he's a superstar, that's what we do with superstars. We put that blame. When KD didn't get it done, we blame KD. When LeBron didn't get it done, we blame LeBron. If Donovan Mitchell is a superstar, you can't win 64 games and go home. Lose 3 games. And lose 3 games at home? 3?
Yeah, that was tough. And then the way they lost game 2 was, once they lost game 2, you knew
I knew it was over then.
It was over once they lost game 2.
Yeah.
That just broke their spirit.
It is. I mean, they had the game in hand in game 1.
Yep.
And they lost it. You're like, okay, hey, one game, hey, you go back, we win game 2. Now we go to Indiana, we get game, we back all square. And like you said, when Halliburton hit that shot, like, nah, all right.
You know, well, Halliburton, he from Wisconsin, right? He top player.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. Hit big shots.
Hold on.
There we go.
That's what
Where
we
you
do.
from?
That's what we do. Hit big
You from
shots.
Wisconsin?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheese it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't be trying to talk about my Packers. None of that.
Hey,
We had one of the greatest receivers in history. He finally got in the Hall of Fame, man. I'm so happy about that shit, man. God, man, y'all been tripping, man. My man in the Hall of Fame. His numbers better than motherfuckers played 15 years, man. Stop playing.
All right, Nick, we're going to get you out of here on this. The Indiana Fever fell at home to the Atlanta Dream tonight, 91-90. Ryan Howard balled out, 20 points, 3 steals, 4 made threes, 2 clutch free throws to secure the win. Caitlin Clark, 27 and 11, and now holds the record for the most 25-point, 10-assist games in WNBA history, despite only playing 1 year and 2 games. She has the most 25-10 games in WNBA history, despite only playing 1 year, 2 games. Caitlin Clark has 6. Sabrina Ionescu has 5. DT, the great Diana Taurasi, has 4. Nobody else has more than 2. Clark did it in 44 career games. There have been a lot of back and forth. I think a lot of people didn't want to give her the credit that she deserved, where she needed to play X amount of years. When a player is great in his rookie year, he's great. Ain't nobody try to hold Magic back. Ain't nobody try to hold Bird back. They were good. And people acknowledged they were good. What is it from what you can see, Nick, having played the game, having coached the game, still being around the game, having been around the game, still following the game with your own podcast? What is it about Caitlin Clark that makes her so polarizing?
Well, to me, even when she was in college, man, I said she's gonna dominate when she get to the WNBA. I knew it. I could see it. For one, her range is crazy. So now the defense got to pick her up high on the court. Now, if you pick me up high on the court and as quick as I am and as good as my handles is, guess what? Now I'm gonna live in your paint. Mm-hmm. And when I'm living in your paint, I'm dropping it off. Boston, Get this layup, get this layup, get this layup. So to me, watching Caitlin is teams are overly aggressive, right? And she's not fazed by that. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how when Luka played against the Clippers and the fan, we like, oh, the Clippers, Kawhi, PG, Pat, they finna beat Luka up. Man, Luka ain't worried about that. He playing at his own pace. Caitlin Clark plays at her own pace. So while you want to be aggressive, guess what she's going to do? She's going to use that against you. And a lot of times they use their aggression on the court. So the reason why she's able to get that many assists, they not for threes a lot of times, they for bunnies.
Bunnies, layup, yep.
Because that big is just sitting in that pocket. She getting that pass, rolling, she getting easy layups. But Caitlin, man, like all through like her little short WNBA career, I said this about this girl, man, was the fact that everybody on the outside was just chirp, 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 chirp. You ain't hear that girl say one word.
Nope.
She didn't say one word. You know what she kept doing? She kept hooping.
Getting better.
I said, she got it, dog. She got it. She ain't worried about that other stuff. She got it.
You know what I said, Nick? I said the same thing. And people said with Trae Young. I say Trae Young's gonna be good in the NBA. Man, he's too small. I say the dude led the nation in scoring and assists. So if he can't score, he can facilitate. And if you try to take away his bigs, he can score. When you can shoot the ball with the range she has, she can get all the way to the rim. You see how she's averaging 8 assists a game in college. You mean to tell me that's not gonna translate? Of course it is, because she's not one-dimensional. Now, we saw Jimmy Fredette struggle because he could only shoot the ball. So now when bigger guys, they crowd him, he had a hard time. Now, Trae Young, okay, you crowd him. Jimmy didn't have the handles that Trae had that can get his own shot off. Jimmer couldn't facilitate. Trey can get you a 30-20 game. There hadn't been very many guys in NBA history that could get you a 30-20 game.
Right.
He can. Caitlin Clark has that exact ability. She can go get you a 20-10, a 20-15 game, maybe even a 30-15 game because she has that ability. She can handle the ball. She's tremendous off the dribble. Like you said, she can get downhill. Oh, she can get downhill. Hey, take that with you right there. Ta-da. Or now, if I'm playing her, if I catch her going right, that's where she's gonna get that three off on you. If you notice, most of her threes, when she hit that one in college that broke the record, the one she hit against the Brazilian team, she likes to float right. I mean left, excuse me.
Yep.
But you know what, Uncle, you could think about too, Nick, about why people obviously question players that are great in college, obviously excluding someone like a Caitlin Clark or a Trae Young. But we see so many players that are great in college, most of the time not paying attention whether they're one-dimensional, whether they can put the ball on the floor or what they can do. But they play so great in college, and you see so many of them get to the NBA, and they never pan out to what they can be. So then even with someone as great as Trae Young or someone as great as Caitlin Clark is, obviously with the hype surrounding them as well, they always doubt it. They always doubt it because it's not the elite of the elite, or it's not the highest level. So they always question it until they get there and they actually prove everybody wrong. And that's what Trae Young was able to do. And obviously Caitlin Clark is doing it as well.
I think a lot of it has to do, Nick, because their size. Because if Trae Young was 6'5" and led the nation in scoring and assists, it wouldn't have been no issue. But he's 6 foot. Caitlin Clark, she's not Ayyyy Wilson. She's not 6'4", 6'5", like a Stewie. And so people look at it like, well, what? I mean, she ain't gonna play with her back to the basket, blah blah blah. But you have to look at what they're able to do, how they're able to create points. Not only can I create for me, I can create for you and make it easier for you. And so when you factor those things in, I mean, damn, you want God to give them everything, so you want God to make Trae average 27 points in college, average double-digit assists in college, and make him 6'4", 6'5"? So you want Caitlin Clark to be able to handle the ball like she handles, shoot the ball from the three like she does, and make her Stewie or Ayyyy Wilson height. How fair would that be?
It's a lot of hate also. You know, a lot of people hate on Trae. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people hate on Caitlin. You know what I'm saying? And it comes with the territory, right? It comes with the territory. And the form of respect that I thought that they showed Caitlin last year was in the All-Star game, picking her up full court in the All-Star game.
Full court.
Beating her up during the season, which is normal. Like you come in as a top player, guess what? We finna show you. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to our league. We know you're gonna be good, but welcome to our league. Take this with you. That's normal basketball. You know what I'm saying? and she handled it. She wasn't tripping. It was just the outside tripping, and that's why she gained so much respect from me, is because she ain't never getting to the media crying about it. You know what I'm saying? No. She let the outside noise cry. She just balled out, man.
The game that they had on Saturday was the most viewed game since 2000. Normally her games, they sell out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good the opposing team is. We know when they go to New York and they play the Liberty. We understand when they come to Las Vegas and play the Aces. We understand that. It doesn't matter who she plays. I went to the game when they played the Aces. I mean, and you would have thought she was on the home team. When they introduced her.
Yeah.
I ain't telling what somebody told me, Ocho. I'm telling you what I'm there. I heard it.
She's different now.
I saw at the All-Star game. I was at the All-Star game in Phoenix, in Arizona. She got an ovation that rivals Ayyyy Wilson.
You know, from an individual standpoint, the last NBA player that, in my eyes, who had that kind of effect on a society was that damn Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
AI had that same effect, man, because when he went into an opposing arena, he got a standing ovation. Sometimes you get teams going, like the Lakers,
yes.
Boston, the Knicks. A team is going to an opposing. AI, to me, outside of Jordan, was that next person, you know what I'm saying, that when he went into any arena in the country, man, he got that standing ovation beginning. All throughout the game, they cheered for AI. Caitlin Clark got that same effect right now in the WNBA.
And she's bringing eyeballs and sponsors and advertisers, and they're about to do a new deal that's going to generate millions and millions of dollars. It's going to increase the salaries. So a 1 year salary. So now a 1 year a max player might get 350, 400,000. Why y'all think that is?
To me, it's a win-win for the ladies, man.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. Keep beating her up. You know what I'm saying? Keep making it rough for her. You know what I'm saying? Because that's making her better. That's making her team better. Now her team, you see her team, they coming to her defense now. You know,
yes,
she got better people around her. They coming to her defense. But I love the women's game. To me, the women are made way more fundamentally sound than NBA guys than the men's side. And I love to see these girls hoop, and I love to see when the good games, the Indianas against the, you know what I'm saying, the Las Vegas Aces and
the Aces in Minnesota,
yes,
or the Liberty.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know how good. I think Dallas is going to be. I think the Mercury is going to be pretty good this year. Also, they added a few pieces. I think Satu. Yeah. I think they added her. They added somebody else too. The Mercury did. They picked up 2 players because BG is now in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I remember when they first came in, the institute. I think it was '96 when they brought the WNBA to the and you know, normally when the women left, I mean, you never heard from them again. You know, I go back to Cheryl Miller and Pam and Paula McGee. I remember all those. Clarissa Davis. I remember all the old guard was coming in, and then you know started watching. You know, back then when La Tech with Kim Mulkey and Chancellor, they won the national championship, and then USC knocked them off, and then Texas knocked them off, and then here comes Tennessee, and Tennessee ran it for years, and then here comes UConn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But now, I mean, with the parity and the league spread out, and it's growing and it's getting eyeballs. Look, you can say what you want to say. People started watching the NBA, got interested when Magic and Bird came.
Right.
You say what you want to say. Magic and Bird did that. Because the game was still tape delayed. You was flying commercial. Yep. You could get on a plane and you might be sitting next to your favorite NBA player. So hey, Caitlin is doing an unbelievable job. You're right. Ocho, you know how it is when the rookie come in. We don't make it easy on them.
Not at all.
I'm a linebacker, safety, corner. I'm throwing to give you the whole 9 yards. I'm bringing out all the tricks. I'm trying to make you look as bad as I possibly can. Because what you think those other guys on the other team gonna do? You think they're gonna? Oh man, he their number 1 pick. Let's take it easy on him. Hell no.
Trying to prove a point.
Everybody got to prove that point. Because bro, First of all, I don't ever want you to think that you can cover me. So I'm gonna get to you early and often. That's why I went to the Pro Bowl, Ocho. We had one-on-one. Now you're not finna cover me. Because I don't want you to get back to the mainland and think you can cover me. It ain't just because you over there in Hawaii that you can't do it. When we come back to the regular states, the 48, you ain't gonna see me over there either. So we good, just so we know,
we're on the same page.
Everything is but she's box office. I mean, she's already now, they listed the top guards, the top centers, the top forwards. She's already top guard, 2nd year in the league.
Yes.
She was all WNBA, 1st year in the league. She's a favorite to win the MVP, 2nd year in the league.
That's
just goes to show you. She hyped. No, she's not hyped. I've seen hype. No, that's not media creation. That girl can, that young lady can really, really play.
Listen, if you got a set of eyes, you know that. Anything outside of that, at some point it becomes, okay, now you just hate.
Yeah.
You try to find fault.
Yeah. I think when the WNBA first came out, because I was around it, I was living in Houston, and they had the comments, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, they had everybody.
Yeah,
they had Cynthia Cooper, they had Tina Thompson, and they had Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah.
They had 3 of the top 6 players in the NBA.
Yes, they did. And I remember vividly when Rebecca Lobo came on the scene. like the WNBA was just trying to promote Rebecca Lobo. And Ocho just said it. You know what I'm saying? You got a ball. The eye test is going to tell you, like, you can't force nobody on us. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
And Caitlin Clark, you ain't got to try to force her on the public. Like, she can hoop. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to her because she's helping the game out big time.
Heavy to big time is going to grow exponentially. A lot of their games going to be nationally televised. I thought she should have been on the Olympic team last year. I thought she was that good. Hey, she got to wait her turn, but her turn is definitely coming in 2028. Nick, the chat keep asking us about some Kobe stories. Rest his soul. What's your favorite Kobe story?
Oh man, favorite Kobe story. So of course everybody know we used to play one-on-one all the time, and you know, Kobe was a big time and one player at that time. You know what I'm saying? And one was hot. And I ain't gonna lie, Kobe had better handles than me. And so you remember the dunk he did, and we all going crazy on the sideline.
Yeah.
That happened to be a
preseason game, right?
Preseason game in Vegas.
Yeah.
People don't understand, like they thinking we celebrating the dunk.
Right.
Nah, we ain't celebrating the dunk. Dale Harris in the huddle. Kobe, come up, get the ball. We're gonna fake screen or whatever. Cool. Players for Kobe. He walk out, he telling everybody. And Kobe used to walk, you know, Kobe was about 8 feet tall, man, the way he walked, because it's, you know, he had the swag. You know what I'm saying? The swag was crazy. And he just walking up to everybody. I'm about to dunk on this fool. I'm about to dunk on this fool. I'm about to cross this fool up and dunk on him. Och. That's why we went crazy. Because that man
That's the one he put behind his back and came up under the rim.
Oh, no. The one where he just crossed him up and came down the middle.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Ben Wallace tried to take the charge.
Yeah.
And so we was tripping because 18, 19-year-old literally just told us, I'm about to cross this fool up and dunk on him.
Did it.
And so when he did it, our reaction wasn't a dunk. Our reaction was, damn, this little just said what he was about to do in the
did it
game and did it. That's why we was tripping. We was like, oh my God. Wow. Crazy.
Nick, did you know practicing with him, he came in as a 17-year-old. Did you see any indication that he was going to turn out to be what he was?
Not as good. It was an indication he was going to be good, but not the greatness. You know what I'm saying? But here's things that I saw in him that when you look back, you can understand, right? So one was he was taking classes at UCLA in the summertime. Summertime, UCLA, we going up there to hoop. You know what I'm saying? So every time I'm walking to the gym, Kobe walking this way. So we crossing paths. He got his backpack on. He drilling his ball. What up, Quick? He gone. I'm talking about it was like clockwork every day. This is how we was every day. That was one thing. Every day after practice, he got all the power forwards, the 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" guys, and they playing one-on-one with him. But he the only one can shoot. he the only one can shoot. So now he working on all the Jordan moves, all the Jordan fadeaways. So they get a point if he miss, he get a point if he make. Every day. Every day. So I used to have these VHS tapes, right? And they was full of the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan, the GOAT. About 8 hours worth, right? The GOAT, Michael Jordan, the GOAT.
I ain't buying into it, Nick. I heard you the first time, but you already know.
So I had about 6 to 8 hours of the VHS, like 2 or 3 of them, right? And I would put them on a plane, and it had boxing on it. It had football. It had just all highlights. It was crazy. And man, one time we getting ready to get off the plane, Kobe, everybody called Kobe Kicko. He called Kicko. Let me get that tape. So I gave him, let him get my 2 tapes. I ain't seen them tapes, man. I still ain't seen them, Unc. And Tracy McGrady, Ocho, Tracy McGrady said that when he came out to LA and stayed with Kobe and them, He said, all Kobe did was watch Michael Jordan. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, them my tapes. But that was like, we knew he was gonna be good. We knew he was gonna be good. Like we knew that, but the greatness, like
Historically great.
I tell people, like, Kobe was way more mature than us, and we were 3-4 years in the league before Kobe, but he was way more mature than us. So yeah, man, he worked at being great. It ain't just happened.
Nick, tell the people where they can find you at. Plug your podcast. What's your podcast called?
So it's quick to the point, man. Nick Van Exel, quick to the point on YouTube, man. Check us out, man. We just getting started, man.
Who's your co-host?
We got Brandon Dean, University of Arkansas legend, Johnny Collins, TCU track star. So him and Clarence Hill, Dallas Cowboy beat writer.
Yep. I know Clarence very well.
Yeah.
Where can they find you on IG and Twitter?
Ugh, man, I literally just got on IG a few weeks ago. I think it's Nick the Quick Van Exel. Nick the Quick Van Exel on IG. And on Twitter, that's the one I'm always active on, is Van Exel, my last name, 31, the number 31, Van Exel 31 on Twitter.
Make sure y'all check out Nick Van Exel, his podcast at Twitter and IG. Nick, thanks for joining us. Give us a few minutes tonight, man. Greatly appreciate it. When you get a few moments, come back and stop by and talk to us.
Yes, sir. Save me one of them sticks, man.
Oh, I got you. I got a few of them. When you coming back out here?
Shit, I got to come back out there in about 2 weeks. Hey, tell your brother though, I'm headed to South Carolina. I'm trying to see him on that course.
Oh, you okay? All right.
I'm headed to South Carolina.
You want to play for some money or something? I need to tell him to get his money right.
Nah, I'm good.
All right, man. Hey, Nick, appreciate that, man. I'll talk to you, bro.
I appreciate y'all, man. All right.
Ocho, it's official. NFL players will be allowed to compete in flag football at LA 28 Olympic Games. NFL owners have now officially approved a resolution to allow their players to participate in flag football in the 2028 Summer Olympics by a vote 30-0, unanimous. The NFL version of the Dream Team is coming. Justin Jefferson on flag football in the Olympics and the NFL being able to participate. To be honest, I'm at a loss for word. To think about a chance for playing in the Olympics and getting a gold medal, it's a dream. 5-on-5 format, which each team fielding a 10-man roster comprised of the following positions: a quarterback who can only run past the line of scrimmage after handing the ball off and receiving a lateral or going out for a pass; a center who can only go out for a pass immediately after snapping the ball; wide receiver back who can line up as either standard running back or wide receiver; a rusher who can rush the quarterback from 7 yards off the line of scrimmage; defensive back who defensively functions as a traditional corner; safety who prioritizes defending the pass over the run. Here are the rules, Ocho. The field is 70 yards by 25 yards. 40-minute games, 2 20-minute halves, including a 2-minute warning. 4 downs to reach midfields and 4 downs to score a touchdown. No plays within 5 yards of the end zone. Overtime if the score is tied, with each team getting equal chance to win. Ocho, you're a general manager. Pick your 10-man squad.
Oh, my 10-man squad?
Yep.
Ooh.
Lamar at quarterback.
You got Lamar.
You better take Lamar because he can run and throw.
Okay. Yeah, we got Lamar at quarterback. Give me Chase. Give me Justin.
Okay.
We need a running back, right?
Yeah.
Give me Saquon. What else we need?
You need running back. You need 2 wide receivers, a quarterback. You need rusher, corner.
Give me Stingley. Give me Stingley on one side.
Okay.
Give me
PS2.
Yeah, give me PS2 on the other side. My safety. Give me Derwin. Give me Derwin. You know, he can get back there. He rangy as hell. We need a linebacker, huh? We need somebody in that middle, huh?
You better get somebody that can rush the passer. You need Micah. You want Myles Garrett.
No. Give me Micah. He's a little bit more quick twitch. Give me Michael.
Okay.
Can I get Fred Warner in there or not?
Hold on, Ocho. I think you trying to field a real damn
No.
team.
I'm just saying. I'm thinking flag football.
Okay, you get a quarterback, a center, wide receiver back, rusher, DB,
Hold on,
safety.
but now the center also can go out for a pass though, so it's not going to be a real center.
Yes. So you gonna take Tyreek?
Yeah, let's add Tyreek. Going to be my center. Why you laughing? But also, this is let me say something real quick. Now, I understand that NFL players could do it, but we have legit flag
football team. Yeah.
Play the game. So I'm hoping they're integrated into this as well, somewhat, because the game, obviously, the game of flag football is going to be new to those that are playing in the NFL, and the rules are much different. It's much different. It's much different. So I'm hoping those that play flag football are able to represent, the country as well, and allowed to play alongside the NFL players. I'm hoping that's what it is. It's not strictly only NFL players.
Yeah. Right now, their proposed roster, the 2028 Olympic team, CBS Sports say this would be the proposed roster, Ocho. Jaden Daniels at quarterback, running back. Jahmyr Gibbs at running back, wide receiver. Devon Achane, running back, wide receiver. Justin Jefferson, wide receiver, DB. Jamar Chase, wide receiver, DB. Travis Hunter, wide receiver, DB. Rush, Michael Parsons. Rush, Nolan Smith Jr. Corner, Darryl Stingley Jr. Safety, Maxwell Hairston.
You know what? That's not bad. That's not bad. But we got to have more people out there than that, though. Not on the field. I'm just saying, as far as reserves. Reserves, we need more reserves.
Well, you got a 10-man team. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 10.
Man, I don't.
I mean, the 10-man team that CBS picked, I'm probably gonna pick somebody somebody that's elusive, quick twitch. Right. So Jaden Daniels and Lamar are gonna be my quarterbacks. I like Gibbs at running
that's a good
back.
One. I said Saquon, but Gibbs is a lot.
28, I think, I would go say Christian McCaffrey, but he might be a little old.
No.
I like Gibbs. I'm thinking who another running back that can catch, and you know what I'm saying, Ocho, that can catch and
get
run.
Out of there,
because mainly they ain't gonna be running; they're gonna be throwing them the ball.
I like Gibbs the best. That's why I said Saquon. Okay. It's either one of the two. I'm talking about that can get gone.
But the running backs and receivers are interchangeable because they're running back or receiver, so you can line them up anywhere. So I like Chase, I like Jetta, I like Tyreek, I like Achane, I like Micah, I like that. You know who is a good rusher? Like Nolan Smith. I like Will Anderson Jr.
That's a good one. He real twitchy.
Cause you got to get guys got to be able to change direction, Ocho.
That can move a little bit.
Cause them guys starting to stop it, and plus you got to realize these players haven't played flag football in 25 years.
That's why when I thought about it, I'm like, well, damn, we got players, we got people that represent us that play the game of flag football.
They actually play flag football.
So I'm still curious. I know we're talking about the NFL players and how good they are in the NFL, but playing flag football. And their rules are completely and entirely different. Entirely different game. Damn, that's a good
one. When Ashton Jeanty makes his NFL debut for the Las Vegas Raiders this season, he might be debuting a new pre-snap stance in the backfield. Since high school, Jeanty has stood straight up with his hands by his side in the backfield before the snap. My stance that some have compared to Mike Myers, the infamous killer in Halloween horror movies. Chip Kelly, the Raiders offensive coordinator, wants me to adopt a different stance in the NFL. Ocho, you have to understand. If you put him down in a 3-point stance, how is he gonna see? He already 5'8". So how tall was he when he started playing football? 5 foot. What he gonna see?
What?
The process started the first day of Raiders recent mini camp. Sometimes you have to go with the flow. Jeanty said Kelly asked him if he had ever played basketball. I'm like, yeah, I play basketball. You know, I can dunk and all that. He like, okay, show me how you would guard. And he's acting like he's holding the ball. You don't like guys change. You don't like the coach changing the stance.
What are we doing? What is Chip Kelly doing? What are you doing? The man has had success playing the game of running back in the same stance all this time. Now all of a sudden he gets to the Raiders. You want to change the way he stands. It has nothing to do with running the goddamn ball. Nothing at all.
Right.
It's not giving away any indication, no indicators. Leave the man alone, man. What? Listen, some coaches get a little beside themselves. Just create a narrative, just to feel, just to not to really abuse your power. Just be unnecessary. Change the stance for what? It's unnecessary and it's pointless.
Tell me so we both know. Because if there is something if him standing in that stance was an indicator, it's a run, it's a pass. I said, okay, he needs to switch it.
Every time.
But hell, you can't tell. He's just standing there.
He does the same thing every time. Run, play, pass, play. Nothing changes. And all of a sudden he gets to you. Okay, we want to change. For what? Makes no sense.
I wouldn't change. The thing is, Ocho, unless it's something like you really try to change as little as possible. Right. I mean, maybe there's some technical things you like, with a wide receiver, you're like, okay, son, don't let your elbows flare out when you're doing the hook or stuff like that. You try to keep your elbows tight to your body, things like that. Hey, you tipping your route because you're getting your head around to you let me know you're going to run out or you're going to come back or something like that. But other than that, I ain't really trying to tinker with too much because I liked it enough to select him 6 overall. Yeah. So there's something that I like. I mean, and you knew that.
And he's been doing it that way for a very long time. He was successful doing it that way for a very long time. And here you go. You want to add your little twing to it just to say, well, he's able to do this because this is what I told him to do. Come on, man.
It's kind of like Michael Johnson running style. Why would I change that? People keep saying Quincy Wilson, Wilson, the young guy from Bullets running the 400. Man, the dude run 44-20. Change what? Same thing with Abby Steiner. Well, she got that arm, and all I know is he ran 21.8 and she ran sub. She can run sub. She can run sub 11. So all that other stuff that y'all talking, and she can run sub 50 in the 400 meters. I ain't changing she's doing something right. So, Ocho, Dak Prescott is 1,500 yards away becoming the all-time passing leader. No, Dak needs 1,500 yards to pass Troy Aikman. He needs 2,740 to pass Tony Romo. So he should pass Tony Romo to become the all-time passing leader in Cowboy history. Until I know he's going to get married. Congratulations, Dak. But if you want to be thought of like Aikman, like Staubach, got to get that.
That ring, huh?
Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around
it. Most definitely. I mean, listen, when it comes to the Cowboys, I'm not sure how much window of opportunity they have left. I think the addition of George Pickens, you know how I feel about him. Offensively, I think they're going to be all right. When it comes to the Cowboys, it's going to be your defense. Your defense going to have to show up because you're going to be able to put up points. Yeah. Your defense going to have to show up. That's all it's going to come down to, especially in that division.
Is Diggs, is Trayvon going to be able to come back?
Yeah,
And how soon will he come back?
Right.
They brought back Dante Fowler. He followed DQ over to the Commanders. They re-signed him. They want to pair him with Micah. Obviously, we know Micah wants that big deal. Micah's looking for $40 million. I think he wants to be the highest paid or close to it. I don't know if the highest paid means as much as guaranteed money means to him. We'll see how that plays out. But how close is Trayvon from being able to go?
Well, he's a year removed from that surgery because he went a little bit last year now.
I know.
So I think obviously this second year, 2 years removed from it. I think he's
Now he had another surgery.
another.
Didn't he have another surgery? He didn't finish the
He
season.
got hurt again?
I think so. Didn't Trayvon Diggs have surgery on something? I know Overstreet is going to be gone this year. He ain't coming
he's
back.
hurt.
Or they just shut Trayvon down. He coming back from an injury, Ocho, I think.
And it's not. I'm wondering if it's something serious. I don't think it's something serious as ACL though.
Dez Bryant, former Cowboy great receiver, tweeted, if the Cowboys go get Chubb, combine him with Blue, the Cowboys offense will be the most dangerous in the NFL. I really can't find a con if that happens. Think about it. Blue gets to learn from a dynamic back who plays the game the right way. That's how you mold a young, promising running back. Dak, really quick, pick your poison situation. CD or Perkins can put the ball in the end zone anywhere on the field. There are so many strategic ways for the Cowboys offense for success. I think the defense is going to perform well, but how well, we know Micah and Diggs are going to perform. I'm skeptical to see how these changes affect the defense. To sum it up, I don't think the boys are trying to win. I think they should make a few more sacrifices to compete with the new improved NFC East division.
Listen, make a splash, Jerry. Make a splash. What Dez Bryant says makes so much sense. It makes so much sense, Jerry's not going to do it. Signing Derrick Henry and not using money as an issue, not being able to afford a player like Derrick Henry that has succeeded continuously despite his age in Baltimore. Listen, now you have an opportunity to do it again. Make a splash again. Help your offense out. Your identity is on offense. It's what you will be known for. You have special pieces, on defense. They're going to have to do what they need to do, but be all in offensively so you can compete in that NFC East. Wait, no. And this NFC East, right?
Ocho, how about this? Trey 7. Trayvon tweeted just yesterday, my ACL rehab journey was very successful. I ended up coming back to play 2 months sooner than I was supposed to. Follow my journey as I give you direct insight on how I did just that. Thankful for everyone who played a role with me getting back out there. Episode 1 out now on
That's
YouTube.
live. I gotta check that out. I didn't know he re-injured it. I didn't know that.
Fred Warner signs a 3-year, $63 million contract extension over $56 million guaranteed. The deal ties Warner to the team through 2029. The reworked deal also returns Warner to the top of the list of the highest paid off-ball linebackers in the league at $21 million per season. Remember, Roquan just signed that deal last year that paid him $20 million per season and vaulted him to the top. Now Fred is back at the top of that list. You see, also, they just paid Brock Purdy. He got $265. He got $181 million guaranteed. Fred got $63 million, $56 million guaranteed. Ocho, you like the moves they're making?
Absolutely. They took care of their three centerpieces. They three centerpieces for that team. Kittles, obviously the quarterback, Brock Purdy, and then their defensive leader, and Fred Warner, who is the best middle linebacker in the game. So rightfully so, at some point, despite what Roquan Smith got, you have to do right. You got to do right by Fred. You got to.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, hopefully they can stay healthy on both sides of the ball and contend again, for another championship.
Joe Burrow says Trey Hendrickson deserves to get paid amid Bengals contract talks. Having previously vouched for T. Higgins to get paid by the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow is now stepping up for Trey Hendrickson amid his contract standoff with the organization. Speaking to reporters on Tuesday, Burrow addressed Hendrickson's contract by saying he deserves to get paid based on how important he is to Cincinnati's defense.
That's gonna be tough, huh? Listen, I don't know the books. I don't know.
Joe spending all their money, Ocho. Joe spending all their money.
Joe trying to squeeze him now. And one thing you don't want to do is you took care of Joe offensively, making sure Chase and T. Higgins were taken care of. Both of them taking most of the money. I don't know the cap. I don't know what we have left to actually spend, but we still need to be able to have a team to be able to pay everyone else. All the money can't be locked up off, on offense. Can we pay Trey?
Well, think about how bad your defense was, and you had Trey Hendrickson with 17.5 sacks, 35 sacks over the last 2 years. So you take him out there. Where you gonna get that production from?
You take him out of there?
Yes.
Hey, can you afford him? Is the problem. Can you pay?
The question is, can you afford not to? Man, Ocho, I don't know. I don't know if I can afford this insurance. Can you afford to be without it? Given your history, you got hypertension, you got diabetes, you got all these ailments that run in your family. So the question isn't what can you afford it? Can you afford not to have it?
Hey, that's.
You know how many games y'all lost last year, Ocho? How many games did y'all give up 30-plus points and you lost? You scored 35 and you lost. You scored 38 and you lose. How many of those? So while you're saying can you afford it, can you afford not to have it?
Listen, I wish I knew what the books look like. I understand the salary cap continues to go up year in and year out. But listen, we got a $40 million receiver. We got a $30 million receiver. We got a
$55 million quarterback.
And what he deserves at the defensive end with 217 season sacks.
17.5 sacks a year.
I mean, he got to get upwards of 30?
You're looking for 30. The reports are they offered him 28, up from like 50. I think he's supposed to make 15 this year. He's gonna want to be in the 30s.
That's tough. That's tough.
And the thing is, Ocho, but it look like you got a defense that stand in the offense that stand in the Taj Mahal, and your defense sleeping on some friends and families' couches.
I don't even know. I wouldn't even know what to do in this situation. I wouldn't even know, because you got some people say, well, hell, he had 17 sacks, but still his defense was bad.
Can you imagine what it looked like if he didn't have those sacks? Remember what he did? He single-handedly won you that game in Pittsburgh. Now,
yeah, he did.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah, with the 3 sacks, he did.
And a forced fumble, the end of the game, basically.
That's tough.
Joe Burrow was not happy about the team's schedule for the upcoming season. Playing Baltimore for the 4th straight year in prime time isn't ideal. Maybe we can get one of those games in Cincinnati. Please. The Bengals have played a night game at M&T Bank Stadium each of the past 3 seasons. All of them have been defeats, including last year's 35-34. Remember Ocho again? Scored 34 points, lost. Remember, the other week they scored 38 and they lost 41-38.
Listen, I know Joe wanted to be home. Obviously, it makes sense, but hell, when you play the goddamn Ravens, you got one home game. He
said, "Well, let our game be the prime time game."
Yeah, I mean that's I don't know. It don't make me none. Nighttime, daytime, anytime. I'm ready to play.
But you played with a shield too. Didn't you play with a shield?
No, I need to see. I need to see it. I need you to see my eyes. I don't wear no shield. No, sir.
I played with a shield for 1 year after I fractured my orbital. I played with a shield. But it's hard because, for a wide receiver, you're not really in a down stance. As a tight end, you down in a down stance and that sweat dripping on the shield.
Yeah, I don't like that. What you wore, the clear one or the?
I wore a clear one.
No.
I wore the dark one in the Pro Bowl. But I don't know how I don't know how receivers catch with that dark one, especially at night.
Who AJ Brown wear a dark one? I don't know how they do that. I can't do it.
I mean, because it's hard to get adjusted, because when you play a night game, you go out there that Saturday night to get your eyes adjusted, get your cleats and everything adjusted. And that glare, it catches just right, because sometimes that ball get lost up in the lights. They're like, man, bro, I couldn't see that damn ball up in the lights.
That's crazy.
Burrow is also disappointed in the NFL for not giving them an international game. He says he's worked really hard to grow the NFL internationally, and is disappointed they haven't had one yet. But he is doing quarterbacks, correct? I think, yeah. Are you disappointed, Ocho, that you didn't have an international game? Because they probably would ask you to go to be an ambassador.
I mean, that would have been cool. That would have been cool. I got my passport too. But I mean, listen, their time will come. Obviously, you know what? That long flight, you should be thankful you don't have to fly there during the season anyway. You should be thankful. And the play
Hey,
and do all
because it's not Ocho. They get over there they get over the day before, right?
again, why they shouldn't, well, they should be happy. They don't have to take no 7, 8, 9 hour flight to go across that water.
Yeah. They might arrive the day of.
You think so?
I mean, that night they might, because it's not like it used to, because teams would go over there like that Tuesday,
Right.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday play. They don't do that anymore, Ocho.
They probably get all the practice in before they even leave. Do a walkthrough when you get there.
Yep. They say studies and doctors say it's best to just go over there and just go play the game.
Look at that. That's AAS backwards.
Ocho,
Yo,
New Orleans inmate watch. One was captured at home. The other was captured as he fell asleep at the bus stop.
but what he was doing at the bus stop anyway? What's the point of?
I'm leaving on the next train. I don't know when I'll be back again.
But what's the point of breaking out of jail if you ain't got nowhere to go? I'm gonna just stay. It's still, you know, it's some bets out there right now for
Who's the last one gonna get captured? Yeah.
yeah.
Ocho. Look, I promise you, I might call. I ain't going home. Because there's a great chance the first place they're going to look, they're going to go look at my brother's house. They're going to look at my sister's house. They're going to look at my house. So first of all, if I'm New Orleans, I'm getting the furthest away I can, the quickest I can.
Wait, you can't get far away unless you got money. You got to get the money from somewhere. So
if you don't plan to break out, you don't call, hey, I'm blowing this joint. Leave me 500.
500 what?
$500.
What the hell you gonna go with $500 in this economy?
500. I'm getting away from New Orleans. That's where I'm going. Trailway or Greyhound will get you away. You can get $30. I'm gonna be in Texas. I'm gonna be in New York. I'm going somewhere, but you're not gonna catch me in New Orleans.
Okay, well, you're gonna get caught somewhere else because I'm trying to figure out $500.
Okay, but hey, guess what? I got a chance to see something besides New Orleans.
How you gonna eat?
$500.
Nah.
Hey, go get me a Grand Slam. Denny's got them Grand Slams. IHOP got all you can eat pancakes.
I'm trying to make me a bet on who get caught last.
I'm gonna get me a shave. Everybody got a homeboy that's. Hey, I got a homeboy that's a barber. Hey, come hook the boy up, man. Hey, where you calling me from? Stop asking all these questions. Come cut me. Cut. You know, if I got a beard, I'm shaving the beard.
You got dread, you gotta cut them.
If I got a mustache, I'm saving the mustache. If I got, I'm cutting. I'm cleaning up.
You don't think about that. You saw a buddy broke out of jail. First thing he go on IG Live with his homeboys.
Yeah,
they caught him. They caught him quick.
Quick. He deserved to get caught.
Listen, man. Sometimes
whatever he did, he probably had it on him when they caught him. The first time. The bus stop, Ocho, you gonna be out there in plain sight.
They ain't got nowhere to go. Especially if your family don't want to deal with you. If your family don't want to, that's the only reason you own the bus stop, because you know you ain't got nowhere to go. And then, hold on, you in jail for whatever it is, maybe murder or something like that. And then your family, they let you in. Now they could go to jail for hiding.
Aiding and abetting.
They told him, "Oh, you ain't coming in here. You better go back where you came from."
Hey,
listen,
like
you
on
might
the
as well,
Wash.
you might as well want to be inside anyway.
Like 3 Strikes. You remember that movie with 3 Strikes? Don't bring that heat up in here.
Hell no.
Nah. But Ocho, you can't get caught in plain sight. I ain't gonna be at the bus stop.
It's
I think I go, Ocho, I think you can make it, Ocho, I think you can make it a month or 2.
It's one thing for you to say it, and it sound easy when you plan it out in your head, because you're not really in that situation. Your family ain't turning their back on you. and you got no.
You right about that,
You ain't
Ocho.
got no money, so you ain't got no choice.
You right about that,
Yeah.
Ocho. You right about that. It's easy to say, "Oh
What
man,
you'll do? Yeah,
okay."
yeah, that's why.
You might be right, Ocho. I might as well go ahead and take these 3 hots and a
Yeah.
cock and just shut it on
Matter of
down.
fact, and you talk about $500.
Hey, Ocho, while they break it out, y'all go ahead, man.
Hey,
Ocho, I'm mopping the floor.
I see y'all when y'all get back. Oh, they gonna
Nobody knows the trouble I see.
I'm still trying to think about where you think you're going with $500 just because you broke out of jail.
That's a little something,
that
Ocho.
ain't nothing.
Ocho, I can get me a good old all-you-can-eat pancakes. I can eat about 15, 16 pancakes. Sometimes you just want some fresh pancakes and sausage, fresh orange juice.
I ain't gonna cut it.
Or give some good old oxtail, some other fried pork chops, something. Well, since you're in New Orleans, if you could eat seafood, gumbo, jambalaya, etouffee. Okay.
A little beignet for dessert.
Yeah. Got to go by Cafe Du Monde.
Yeah, you definitely going back there.
Let me get 3 with powdered sugar. Let me get 2 with powdered sugar and 3 without.
Hell no.
I mean, hey. But that's the thing, Ocho. You ain't thinking about it.
Not at all.
Ocho. Oh, she from a 27-year-old Jeffersonville, Georgia. I know Jefferson is. Tiffany Slayton was found alive after reportedly surviving 3 weeks alone, injured in the California mountains, with no equipment, no food, enduring 13 brutal snowstorms and climbing 11,000 feet. Tiffany was found safe in a cabin near Lake Edison in the Sierra Nevadas mountains in California after being missing for weeks. She came across the cabin during a blizzard and said she thought she was hallucinating, that she had made it to the North Pole.
Hey, hold on. This our people?
Yeah.
One of us?
Yeah.
At their loss?
Loss.
Well, normally we know, stuff like that. You hear stories like this, is definitely because we don't put ourselves in those situations.
No. We're not really outdoorsy like that.
Not really. And if we are, we real careful.
People ask me all the time, man, you go camping? No, I grew up in a log cabin. It was worse than a log cabin. I grew up in the woods.
What's the name?
Ocho, how long do you think you can survive?
Survive what?
Out there in the wilderness by yourself.
Shoot, man. I'm trying to think. I climbed Mount Everest, right? So when I think about when I climbed Mount Everest,
ain't no food in Mount Everest. At least out there in the wilderness, you might run across some game if you can hit it and kill it. Maybe a rabbit, a squirrel, some fowl. Can you fish?
Yeah, I can fish.
You don't like to fish. You ain't got no patience. But when you get hungry,
I can spear fish.
Where you get the spear from?
I'm gonna make it. What you mean? Where I'm gonna get it from? I'm gonna make it. I was a Cub Scout. I was a lead Cub Scout back in '83. You heard me?
This man talk about all the things he gonna do and he ain't got nothing.
No, I'm saying that's what being.
You don't know what berries to eat and not to eat.
Eat the blue ones. The red ones, the red one's not good for you. It fuck up your digestive system. I was a Cub Scout. I used to camp, man. I know all that.
Did you see the movie Into the Wild? I think it was the guy that he's from Georgia, Emory, and he went to Alaska, and he ended up eating wild and he ended up dying. I think that's the name of the movie.
You know why he died? Can I tell you why he died? For one, he didn't have survival skills. 2, he wasn't the fucking cutthroat.
Do you think this woman has survival skills?
You asked me a hypothetical, would I be able to survive?
You don't have survival skills.
What you mean?
You've been living in the ivory tower the last 15, 20 years of your life.
I'm talking about before I got the ivory tower. I was a Cub Scout.
You ain't been in the woods.
Well, how you think you can't be a Cub Scout without the woods? What is you talking about? I was in the woods.
Oh Lord.
Hey, matter of fact, you know where they filmed the Blair Witch Project? You ever saw that movie?
Yeah.
That's where I was at. That's where my Cub Scout team was at. We had to deal with coyotes, bears, raccoons, all that. I was out there for like a month with the Cub Scout team. It was the team us. I was the Cub Scout leader. It was the team of 25 us.
It's you by yourself.
It was the same thing.
It ain't 25 of y'all. It's you by yourself.
Based on what I learned as a Cub Scout, I can survive on my own.
I guarantee you don't forgot everything you don't learn.
Absolutely not. They can you survive on Survivor, the show? You think you do that?
But see, Survivor is about teaming up. It's about getting with the right people. It's about pairing. See, I'm looking at a situation, Survivor. I starve your ass off the island. I catch fish, clean fish, eat fish myself. I kill animal, clean animal, cook animal for myself. I ain't trying to partner with you. Oh, such and such was talking about you and start. Nah. If I got an issue, the one thing I do, if I got an issue with somebody, I don't recruit somebody else to have an issue with said person. That's me and your issue is me and your issue. So that's how I look at it. So it's Survivor is like really team oriented.
Right.
It's kind of like Big Brother. You know, Big Brother is not. It's all about linking up with the right people and hoping they don't backstab you.
Well,
I just starve your ass off the island.
Yeah, I could survive on my own. Could you survive on your own?
Yeah, I could.
Why you think you can survive on your own? Because of the way you grew up? My point exactly.
That's not how you grew up.
Being a Cub Scout growing up.
You grew up, you were the Cub Scout a couple of weeks out of the year. I grew up in my environment for 20 years, every day of my life.
I'm a survivor. I'm at the city. I'm telling you.
Okay, you listen to the Destiny Child song, Survivor. That's the only thing you survived. Me personally, I feel very comfortable that if I had to, I could survive.
Listen,
I can fish, I can hunt, I can dig baits. I know how. Yes, I could.
Are you not the only one do that? I did that too.
Okay. You know what? I tell you what we should do is that we should get a YouTube. You go somewhere, I go somewhere, and we see who survives.
I'm definitely gonna survive. That's easy. See, because your stuff, your ankles gonna be hurting, your knees gonna be hurting, your hips gonna be hurting. I'm gonna be straight.
I'm gonna have all that be hurting, but I have a belly full. Your stuff healthy, and you starving.
No, how you don't even know how to,
you think you skinny down? Your ass be looking like Skeletor.
How you start a fire? I can start a fire. How you gonna start a fire?
Are we gonna do it with a flint?
No. 2 rocks. Go ahead.
But I'm saying you can have a flint. So let me ask you a
question.
How you gonna get a flint? So what are we taking? First of all, Ocho, here's the thing. First of all, if you know you're going and you're gonna be going to the wilderness, you're gonna take certain things.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're putting you out there with nothing, and you have to survive on your own.
Ocho, that's not how it works. So you think people that just go in the wilderness, they just like, okay, we going on the beach. Well, I'm not going to take flip-flops when I'm not taking an overcoat if I'm going to the beach. While the same token, I'm not wearing flip-flops and shorts if I'm going to the wilderness. So you take things accordingly.
And see, if you're taking things accordingly, there's a good chance you're going to survive because you're already prepared.
That's how most people do. They find you don't go to you think people that go, they don't have water? They take water, Ocho.
Hey, what happened when you run out of water? How about that?
Well, I'm a boil water.
You
bring it to a boil?
How you gonna boil the water?
What you mean, how?
So now you're gonna have a stove. What you call the mini thing you pack? You know what I'm trying to say.
What?
The boiled water. The portable heater thing.
Nah, they don't got them. Man, Ocho, first of all, you take necessities. You don't take anything. I mean, like I said, you take only what you because at the end of the day, Ocho, it's gonna get heavy.
Nah. I'm good. I can survive though. I can survive. I promise you.
I think I can too. I know I can.
No, but we go how you can't survive in the wild by yourself. You ain't got no goddamn patience. You ain't got no patience. How you gonna survive? Think about it.
Why here's the thing. See, why you got patience, you waiting for something to happen. I'm gonna make something happen.
I'm gonna make something happen too.
Okay.
I got Hey.
All right, Ocho, we're gonna get out here on this one. This last segment of the day is time for Q&A. So Nina said, Ocho, where are you? Are you at a strip
Am I who?
club?
No, I'm at work. I'm at
Yes.
work. No, this this is not a strip club. And for everybody in the chat, it's not a strip club. This is Area 29, and it's called adult ballet. There's a difference. This ain't
Yeah.
this ain't that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Instead of saying a drug dealer, you're a street
No,
pharmacist.
no,
We get the idea.
This is luxury. This ain't for the faint of heart. Now, this is matter of fact,
Yeah.
hold on. Well, who just asked that question?
Nina.
Come here, one of y'all come here real quick. Please. Tell Nina this is adult ballet. Hold on. That was adult ballet.
Hello, ladies. Oh, Lord, have mercy. How you doing, ladies? How you doing? Welcome to Nightcap. How you ladies doing tonight?
Good.
How's business? Is business booming tonight?
You're off tonight.
You off tonight? Okay. Let me ask you a question. How's the food in Area 21? The food
Yes.
good?
It's really good.
So if the team were to come, what do you recommend?
Wings. Hibachi rice.
Salmon.
What do you recommend?
Hibachi rice.
Wings, hibachi rice.
The pasta.
Salmon rice.
The salmon. The salmon
Yes,
rice.
the
Or
salmon
the jerk
rice.
pasta.
So if you don't mind me asking, the chat wants to know, start left to right, names, please.
Luxury.
Burger. Charlotte.
Chocolate?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Oh, okay. Are you guys natives of Houston or you moved?
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I moved here 9 years ago.
Okay, you from Tennessee. Okay, where are you
I'm
from?
Dominican.
In the middle.
I'm
You from where?
Dominican.
Are you Dominican?
Colombia.
Colombia. Oh, okay. Colombia, Dominican, and Tennessean. Okay. Well, thank you for hopping on with us, ladies. Say hello to Nightcap. All right, chat. Say hello to these lovely ladies, Area 21. And if you're ever in Houston, make sure you stop by Area 21.
39.
Oh, what is it? Area 29. Damn, my bad. I got 21. I can't see.
All right.
Area 29.
Yeah, Arizona.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Hey, make sure you subscribe to Nightcap. Thank you.
Bye.
Right. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, the owners,
They say the wings, the hibachi or sriracha
Right.
rice. I think somebody said something about pasta. I
yeah,
don't know about
but,
pasta.
hey, listen, we got
in a-
everything up here. I got the head security job up here 2 days ago.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
so
that.
whenever you want to come by, I mean, we'll take care of you. Roll out the red
Nah, I'm
carpet.
good.
Huh?
Mm-mm. I think I better.
Nah,
lay low.
don't do that. Don't do that. You can't see where you're going laying low.
Gregory Gogan said OKC, ABC, FCC, Thunder and
That ain't
Fire.
happening.
Quinn said Minnesota, cream soda, baking soda. OKC and 6.
Absolutely.
Devin Jett said Timberwolves might be the ugliest team in NBA playoff history.
Wait,
I mean, you
The
talking
ugly?
about the way they
talking about the way
play,
they
or
play,
we
talking
talking
about the way
about
they
looks
play?
of them? I guess I don't know. Trash Talk Tito said, Ocho question: what one old school rule or mindset that needs to come back? Respect.
in what though? In sports?
I guess he's talking about sports.
But most of the time, players do respect each other. There's only been a few quarrels. You can count them damn near on one hand.
I'm talking about players don't respect
Oh,
authority.
you said
Ocho.
authority. I thought you meant each other.
No.
Okay.
That's why you have that's why you have turnover so much, like you have in the NBA and in
Okay, I see what you're
NFL.
saying. I see what you're saying.
All cardio. Hey, Uncle Ocho, what player didn't live up to the hype but still had a solid career? And damn, what sport?
That's a good question. And most of the time, the ones that didn't live up to the hype, it came from injury. Injury hurt a lot of
Yeah.
players that were hyped up, coming out of college.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think who.
Anybody you name, I guarantee you, injury derailed their career or what we thought they would be.
I'm trying to think of the football player that had hype. When I think of a solid career, Ocho, I'm saying you played 5, 6, 7 years. I ain't say, you delivered to the height and you played 1 or 2 years and you were gone. I'm trying to think. Damn. Man, Cardi, that's a good question. I can't think off the top of my head. Yeah, Reggie Bush. Reggie.
No, Reggie had a good year, a good career though. No,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we thought Reggie was going to be Barry Sanders. Considering what he was, think about what he was at USC.
Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he had a very solid career. Won a Super Bowl, played outstanding, went to the Rams, not Rams, the Dolphins, Detroit. I think he had a 1,000-yard season with Detroit. Yeah, I like that. I like Reggie Bush. I like that one. No Chill Will, Uncle Ocho, you guys are late night legends. Question for you. What player did you hate until he played on your team?
Damn, I ain't hate nobody, boy. That's a good question. I ain't hate nobody though.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think who played on my team. The only guy, but I never really did play against Romo. Romo was at the 49ers. We didn't play him. We played against him once when he was at Philly.
Romo?
But being around him, Bill
Oh,
Romanowski.
Bill, okay.
Yeah, that the original Romo. But being around him and seeing how hard he worked and seeing that how he prepared for his craft, you have an appreciation. I'm trying to think. The guy that we had the most fun with was probably Seth Joyner. Seth played at Philly, had his best years were at Philly. He played a couple of years at Green Bay, and then he joined us. Man, he was great. I love Seth. Seth was unbelievable. Sergey said, my guy, what is your biggest what if moment in the NFL? Mine's what if Russell had never threw that ball on the goal line against the Super Bowl against the Patriots?
Oh, what?
Yep.
What if Carson Palmer never got hurt in that 2005 playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers? That's my biggest.
Instead of losing 35-7, y'all probably lose 35-17.
Boy, we winning that game.
What if Jackie Smith had caught that touchdown pass from Roger Staubach against the Steelers that year? Let's go recently.
What if the Baltimore Ravens didn't?
What if there was no tuck? What if there was no tuck rule?
Ooh.
That might have been the biggest, because that started the greatest dynasty in NFL history.
Sure did. They would probably have 5.
What if Drew Bledsoe doesn't get hurt, Ocho?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Snacks at halftime. Hey, Uncle Ocho, I got something different. Headline feature: Skip, Nas. Okay, Skip, Nas, Kendrick Lamar, Andre 3000. Okay, so he said for a headline, for a feature, Skip. Damn.
Wait, who is it again? I heard Andre 3000.
Andre 3000, Nas, Kendrick Lamar.
Hey, that's tough, boy. I'm gonna let you answer that one, huh?
For me, I'm gonna go 3 stacks.
I was gonna say it.
The headline. I'm gonna go Nas for the feature.
Damn, you gonna skip Kendrick?
I ain't got no choice.
Dang.
3 stacks from the crib. And Nas, man, come on now.
Yeah, you're right. Illmatic.
Illmatic, come on, bro. Nah. I ain't Nas, hey. 3 stacks and Nas ain't going nowhere. And I like, Kendrick's I love Kendrick with Imagine Dragon. Love his stuff, but nope.
I got one. What if I never tried to What if I never tried to blindside Ray Lewis? I just saw that in the chat. That's a good one.
What if you'd have been my teammate?
I would have 3 rings.
You would have.
Yeah.
Top 5 receiver all
Yeah, I'm
time.
top
too.
5 right now.
That concludes this episode of Nightcap. Thank you guys for joining us. The Oklahoma City Thunder take a 1-0 lead over the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals, thanks to a 114-88 victory over the Timberwolves. Shai Gilgeous, 31 points. Jalen Williams had 19. Hartenstein had 12. Chet had 15. As they roll 114-88 over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap. Y'all know me. I am your favorite Uncle Shannon Sharpe, my partner and co-host, Liberty City's own Bingo Ring of Fame honoree Pro Bowler. Hey, he gonna get that work in. That's one thing about Ocho. He gonna get his work in. No matter where he has to be, he gonna do the work. Special shout out to Nick Van Exel for joining us tonight, the All-Star, the 13-year NBA player, breaking down this game tonight. Nick, appreciate that. Continued success. And like I said, when you get a few moments, stop back by with us. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. I want to thank you personally for supporting Nightcap. Ocho and I and everybody included at Nightcap realize that it's because of you that we're able to do what we do, and you've shown your loyalty and your devotion for the first 2 years, and we greatly, greatly appreciate that support, and hopefully that'll continue. Please make sure you check out Shea by La Portier. We do have it in stock, and if you can't find it in a city or state near you, order it online. We'll ship it directly to your door. It is the best tasting VSOP premium cognac on the market. Try it. You will not be disappointed. Please drink responsibly and stay safe. Follow my media company page on all of its platforms. That's Shay Shay Media, and my clothing company, 84 with 84 being spelled out. The link is pinned in the chat. Supplies are limited, and once they're gone, they're gone. So please grab yours while supplies last. Again, the Thunder, 1-0 lead in the Western Conference Finals, thanks to a 26-point victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves, 114-88. I'm Unc. He's Ocho. We'll see you tomorrow after the Knicks take on the Indiana
Beat the Pacers.
Pacers.